Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Alex, and let's talk about OKC. This season has been full of surprises for them. Before the season even started, the Thunder were projected for about 26 wins, mainly due to their number 2 pick Chet Holmgren set to miss the entire season, and their best player Gilgeous-Alexander also expected to miss some games in the beginning of the season. After 49 games, the Thunder are set to squash that projection with a 24-25 record at the time I'm recording this. An amazing accomplishment for a young team, but you may be confused why a below 500 team is good. Well, with how open the West is, there is a legitimate chance that OKC could make the play-in and fight for a spot in the playoffs, which yet again is something I think we can all agree didn't think was possible. How are the Thunder so good? Let's find out. Before we start though, if you do end up enjoying this video, make sure you guys like and sub. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs by the end of the year, so it'd be appreciated. Anyways, let's get back into it. Despite SGA missing the first 4 games of the season, the success of the Thunder has been mainly credited to him. This season, SGA is averaging around 31 points per game, 5 rebounds, 6 assists on 62% true shooting percentage. Shai has taken a jump in his game, specifically his scoring ability, after having a slight down season last year, and is most likely going to make his first All-Star appearance, while also being a candidate for the most improved player. What has made Shai so dangerous this season is that he is taking advantage of his size, his speed, and his slippery ball handling and attacking the basket rather than settling for threes. He's taking only 2.7 threes a game, which is 2.6 3-point attempts lower than last season, and those extra shots are now being taken either at the rim, where he's shooting 65% on shots 0 to 3 feet, and 44% on shots 3 to 10 feet, or even in the mid-range where he's shooting 53% on shots 10 to 16 feet away, which is better than players like CJ McCollum, Damian Lillard, and Luka Doncic. SGA's play has just been spectacular from the very start to now, and I think you can make the argument that he is a borderline top 10 player, just based off this season alone, of course, and again, he's only 24 years old. He still does have some stuff to improve on, like his defense and his playmaking ability, but those seem to be on the right track so far. So I can't imagine what a peak SGA would look like. I think he would be so dominant, and I think you could actually make the argument when he does reach that potential, he probably will end up being a top 10 player. Josh Giddey has also taken a leap this season, particularly in his scoring, where he's averaging 4 more points with his improvements from his free throw shooting, floaters in the paint, and even his 3-point shooting, which still isn't where you want it to be, but it's progress nonetheless, and you want to see it if him and Shai are going to be on the court together. Giddey has just been more aggressive as of late, realizing that he's just bigger than most of the guards who defend him, and he's taking advantage of that early on in his career. Outside of Giddey and Shai, the Thunder still have so much talent and potential up and down the roster. Lu Dort is a defensive juggernaut who just recently signed an extension, so he'll be there for the foreseeable future. Tre Mann also has shown some moments this season as a spark plug off the bench. Poku has taken a step up defensively as a shot blocker, and he's also improved his 3-point shot, which has made him being able to stay on the court for longer periods of time. Jalen Williams, the other Jalen Williams, has been a solid connector as well, being able to do a little bit of everything. Not to mention, Chet hasn't even played a single game this season, but based on what little we saw from him in the offseason, I think he'll be an awesome addition to this team who doesn't have a legitimate center. Outside of just their potential, just from what I've seen in the season, you can just see the inner workings of this team and how they've been able to just improve consistently throughout every game they played. And they've been able to win a lot of games just based off how close and connected they are, and you can see that through their ball movement, and all of that has led them to a top 6 offense in the league, which again, I don't think we expected at all. In terms of what we could expect for the rest of the season, it's honestly hard to say. The difference between the Thunder, who are the 11th seed, and the 3rd seed Sacramento Kings is only 3.5 games. Now, do I think that they're going to get to the 3rd seed? Most likely not, but with teams like the Jazz, who are the 10th seed, starting to fall down the standings, and teams like the Suns, Warriors, Mavericks, and even the Timberwolves just playing very average this year, I feel very confident saying that I think they will make the play-in, and depending on matchups, they could definitely make it into the playoffs as an 8th seed. Just based off what I've seen from this season, there's no doubt in my mind that the Thunder have one of the best young cores in the league. Yes, there are other cores like the Magic who I think have the best case against the Thunder, since they have guys like Paolo and Franz Wagner, and they even could potentially have Victor Wembanyama if they luck out in the draft. You can also even look at teams like the Rockets, the Pistons, and even the Pacers to a certain extent. But what puts OKC over the top is just how many draft picks that they have, which we obviously all know about. They have 10 first round picks up until 2025, 17 total up until 2029, and they have a bunch of second round picks as well. Not only could OKC draft even more talent on this team, but they could also use those draft picks for disgruntled stars in the league when the time is right to stack even more talent on this team. The options are endless for this team, and with how much they've been overachieving this season, and with how dominant they can and I think they will look, we need to be more focused on them because they're just getting started. Well, those are my thoughts on the OKC Thunder this season. Let me know down in the comments below what y'all think. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and sub. Check out my socials down in the description below, and you can also check out this video somewhere on the screen where I go over the Rui Hachimura trade to the Lakers. Anyways, see you on the next one. Peace out.